Well, today was a prime example of waiting around a long time for one entry. Ended up taking a trade today, sat around for like an hour and some change for it, and then ended up seeing another trade that was worth taking right afterwards. We're going to go and recap both of those right now. Sit back and enjoy. I'm trading 20 of the Apex 50 funded accounts. You can use code TBM for 80% off on any account that you pick right now. Like I said, I'm trading the 50Ks. You can go to the link down below in this video to get started. Let's go and get into today's stream recap. Yo, good morning. I am severely late. I know. It's afternoon now. Yeah. All right, welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I got caught up talking. It is what it is. Okay. Nice little slap to start the session. News on today, we've got JOLTS at 9 o'clock. U.S. JOLTS job openings, consumer confidence at 9 as well. Those should give us some good movement at 9 o'clock. We are about to sweep the overnight lows. We're below yesterday's value area low. We're below the overnight lows. That is all signs of heavy. We've got yesterday's open, 720 or so. Oh yeah, the pending shutdown. I actually haven't heard too much about that, to be honest. Is it a U.S. government potential shutdown? Is it because they can't agree to a budget? Is that normally why it is? Why that is the case? I feel like it's normally budget related. I just remember being in like elementary school or middle school or something and hearing that the government had shut down again because of the budget or whatever. And just thinking, how is it shut down? And then here I am at 30 years old, also wondering, what does a shutdown really do? How is it actually shut down if they're still working to fix the problem? I don't get it. But I guess like maybe the post office goes down or something. I literally don't know the answer. Sounding like a dummy, but I don't even know. Like, what does it actually do when the government shuts down? You ever do early trading before 9? Yeah, my rule is first 15 minutes of market open. So between 8:45 and 9, occasionally I do take a trade. But it's just like, what's the point of trying to force it, man? If it's there, I'll take it. If I really like it, I'll take it. But there is nothing worse than putting yourself in a crappy position right away for the whole rest of the day just because you couldn't keep it, you know, I want to use a bad analogy here, but like you just couldn't not click the button. You were too ready to go, right? Yeah, premature. Yeah, literally. Don't suffer from PT, chat. Don't suffer from PT. Just force yourself to be a little patient, because there's nothing worse than suffering from PT, putting yourself in a bad spot, and then you have 8 hours the rest of the day that you can't do anything because you already put yourself in a bad spot. Keeping Coffee Trader, I do on my channel. I have a whole video on how I passed Apex prop accounts, as well as the difference in the accounts and which ones make the most sense, etc. Talking about the mentality and how to approach, not how to pass or what is Apex. How to pass and what the approach is seem like very similar things to me. As far as psychology goes, though, yes, I do have psychology videos on my channel. I will link one video that I made very recent called So What Now What, and I think it is a good watch for the mental approach aspect that you were mentioning. I have no mentors. I listened to no podcasts for trading when I started out. Those were not a thing. And books were technically a thing, but I can barely read. I never read any trading books. The most impactful things that I learned was screen time. Screen time, getting on Discord with my friends who were trading. I didn't know anybody in real life, so I did it on Discord. We'd spend hours and hours and hours talking about new trading ideas, new strategies, going on YouTube, finding examples of it, replicating it ourselves, figuring out if it worked with our brains or not. If it worked, keep it. If it didn't work, get rid of it. Try again. Keep iterating. And screen time. That's it. You don't need someone telling you what the hell to do, because guess what? Your brain works differently than someone else's, right? Just because I like delta divergences doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You might think I'm a freaking idiot for using them. Great, right? Just because I like point of control doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You could be like, this is the most voodoo, stupid-ish I've ever seen on a chart. Get it off right now, right? Just because I don't like RSI, right? or something like that. I can't think. MACD. I don't know. Just because I don't like MACD doesn't mean it doesn't work for someone else. It is trading, right? The whole reason markets move is because we don't think the same way as someone else. At the end of the day, it's two buttons. It's buying and selling, right? You're either getting into a trade or getting out of a trade. You're either longing or you're shorting. That's it. We throw all this other crap onto the screens to try and help us predict the next 5 minutes, right? But at the end of the day, it comes down to risk management, position sizing, and your mental. Can you stay alive? Can you stay alive long enough to take another trade without blowing up in the middle of your current trade, right? Can you find something that you deem as expected value, right? And can you stay alive long enough to see your expected value play out? Because there will be streaks of bad and good, right? And both of those mean revert at the end of the day. And the number one things that you got to do is just trade. You got to just trade. You got to get screen time. You can listen to me say all these things. You can listen to any mentor. You can pay for any course, whatever. There is no fast track way to doing all of this. There are some ways that are a little faster. A course or a mentor or someone might help you not have to research as many videos. But guess what? If you're not researching it, you're probably not remembering it that well. That's just the way our brains work. Our brains work from doing. If you learn something because you did it and you realize it didn't work, guess what? You still picked up some information there. If you learned something and it did work, you're going to remember it a hell of a lot better because you went through the effort of doing it, right? Shockingly boring news. All that to say, though, no one is going to fast track you. You got to put in the work yourself. You got to put in the screen time yourself. You got to be a learner. You have to be curious. You have to love this ish. If you're not interested in learning about it every day, constantly improving, Kaizen, if you will, if you are not interested in any of those things, you should stop trading. Straight up, you are in a world of hurt and you will hate yourself for years. If you don't want to get better every day, if you don't want to have to constantly iterate on yourself every day because the markets change constantly, just stop. Literally, go find a different hobby. So that's all this will ever be, is a hobby, if that. Really, you're just going to potentially have better luck at a casino where you know that you're only going to lose 90% of your money over the long term playing slots. Like, now, on the flip side, if you can't stop thinking about this ish, you love it. You go to sleep and you dream about charts. I've dreamed I've been inside a candlestick. It was scary as hell, but I've done it. My point is that if you can't stop thinking about it, you're obsessed. And obsession is unhealthy at first, and then you got to learn how to tame it and make it healthy, right? But if you're obsessed and you constantly want to become a better version of yourself every single day, and you're down to get punched in the face over and over and over again to the point where like you don't even know if you're gonna like go one day without getting punched in the face, but you still stand up and you get back in it, and then you start having streaks where you feel like you're on top of the world, and you know for a fact at some point you're gonna get knocked back down because no one has it keyed in every single day. If they do, they're lying. If you can manage those just massive pendulum swings of emotions, and yet you're still fired up to come back and learn the next day, then I think you're in a good spot. You should stick around. Unfortunately, most people just hear some course. You pay $1,000. I'll teach you how to trade in some capacity. And look at me, I made $500 and turned it into $500,000. I'll teach you all of my secrets, and all you have to do is pay me $1,000. That's what most people see. And then they get hopium and copium. Take a big old hit of that. And then they're just in a world of pain. They thought it was going to be easy. I paid $1,000. Why is it not simple? Why have I not mastered the market? Not real life. You got to be obsessed. You got to want this ish more than anything else, honestly. You honestly got to start this ish because you love it more than you want to think about the money. I think starting it because of the money at first makes a lot of sense. I think that's valid, but there comes a point where you got to be interested in the problem solving side of it more than the money potential in order to actually last. Trading is one of the hardest skills in the world. Dude, I honestly, dude, like, yes, the answer is yes. However, it's not because trading is hard. Trading is very simple. There's two options. You're buying or selling. I've already said it, right? Like, there's literally just two options. The hardest part is keeping your money. That's it. That is the hardest part. It is battling your own freaking mental. Because what happens if you lose trades? What's the human reaction if you're losing trades? Size up, man. Make it back. Like, it's such a meme, but it's real life. Like, you make it all back in one trade, right? It's a meme for a reason. What happens when you're losing or when you're on an unbelievable heater or a big win streak? You start getting incredibly overconfident to where you don't take the L because I've been right about everything else. I'll just open it up a little bit more. I know I'm right in the end. Nope. Here comes 750. The hardest part is maintaining the money. Any money that you actually make, it's hard to keep it. That is the number one hardest part about trading. My opinion. And I stand by that. I think it encompasses everybody. Because trading as a core is simple. I can take off everything from my charts. I can have a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute chart. Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's just price over time, right? I could just have DOMs up. And at the end of the day, there's only two actions. It's buy or sell. That's it. Trading is simple. It's buying or selling. I think I would like to see us bid 750 like this. I like bottom of the range. I mean, we've been so rotational recently. Bidding value area low on the day is not a bad thing. Or just go ahead and make the clean rotation to like, where's the liquidity at? 700. We got buyers stepping up. If it's a quick push in the next, I don't like it in the last minute of the session or a minute of the candle. I normally like to see the wick test play out first 2 minutes. 3 minutes is okay. I didn't realize that we were already at the end of that. If we can close here at 65, possibility, right? Close up, retest, prior open, 56 to 50 to 56, basically. Overnight lows to value area low on a pretty strong close. I think it's somewhat of an interesting retest. I mean, even point of control is somewhat of an interesting retest. It would look like this. But we're just going to push it. Shame. Technically, maybe still on the table. Do I like it, though? Bottom of the range. Assuming buyers could hold up if we actually yoinked it a little bit, I think fair game, but talking about something that's 20 points higher. Needs to wiggle a lot. Why do you keep using the delta on the 5 minute if you say you don't use it? Because if I take it off, my eyes are going to have to, like, it's going to take a lot of time to get used to not looking at it. It would just look really weird without it. Maybe when I switch over to Tradester, I'll get rid of it, but like, it doesn't harm anything to me at all because I literally just never look at it. And it would be weird if I looked at it without it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Some people are probably like, you're such stupid, Matt. You're clouding your mental judgment. I don't know what else to say. I mean, this 56 trade looks like it's back on the table. In the words of, is it Lord of the Rings? Meat's back on the table. Something like that. Meat's back on the menu, boys. I think that's it. Yep, Lord of the Rings.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!
All right, candle is closing in 30 seconds, which means initial balance is formed, and we are in the dead middle of the range. If you didn't know, this is initial balance. First hour high, first hour low. It's marked by my red and green lines on my 1 minute chart. The gray line is the 50% in between both of those, meaning the middle of the range for the first hour high and low. And yeah, we're in the dead middle. Why not sell the top of the range? I'm waiting to see if we are actually at the top of the range or not. It's exactly what I'm waiting to do. I want to see if we pop 13 or not. And we can absolutely still pop 13. So I'm waiting to see, do we have strength that comes in for this liquidity? And we pop 13 and make a quick rotation to 30? Or is this actually a true sell the top of the range situation? Right now, Delta is suggesting that it is a sell the top of the range. It's just I need to make sure my risk is right. And I don't see a clean setup for it yet. That's the big problem here, is that I just don't see a clean setup. We ran right up to 810, and then we did, like, it just rejects it, slaps off it. Okay. But the market's been open for an hour. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush at all. The stream won't last all day, obviously, but I've got all day to wait for something that is clean and worth taking, that I want to take. I don't want to take something just because I'm bored or because I think I need to sell the top of the range, even though I didn't get any good entry to sell the top of the range. I don't want any part of that. I got all day. You shut it down at 11, 11:30 no matter what? No. I shut my stream down at 10 Central. But I will have my charts open all day today. I mean, nice little smack. We're going to rotate this. Or are we going to actually still hold the freaking wicks, man? 4 times? 4 times? Come on, be heavy. You know you want it. I'm gonna go move that break even. About 5 points. Don't want to watch it go red on me. Gonna get stopped out break even probably, but good look nonetheless. Stopped out break even. It's a good look. It ran up 5-6 points right away. Didn't quite get the full 10. This is a heavy candle. I mean, it's catching a little bit of a knife here, which is why I wanted to move it break even so quickly. These types of situations can get out of control very, very quickly. It's a 40.5 minute slap, right? So for me, going break even on a bottom tick entry at 5 points is the right call on a candle that is very heavy. It can get out of control very quickly. We've seen it plenty of times. I wish I would have gotten the full 10 there, but the break even was the right call. And it still might run up, right? But the risk is just not there on a candle where we just slapped 40 points. We engulfed 20 minutes of price action. It's not there on a risk perspective. I mean, that's a nice push into point of control. Now the question is, do we rotate off of point of control and or wick test, or we're gonna have buyers that push out, right? Wick test in play would look like this. We might roll point of control. We might push up to the wick. We might blast through the wick. Who knows? And I just barely missed it, man. That's a full exit. I missed it by 2 ticks. Missed it by 2 ticks. That's the way it goes sometimes. See, we just waited an hour. We waited an hour. I found 2 trades right away. Literally back to back almost. That were both very clean. This was a clean trade. This was a clean trade. If I would have given it the wiggle room I should have, like, it runs up to 10 points, but I thought, you know, I mean, that's aggressive. I'm happy with the break even here. This wick test, if I have my order 2 ticks higher, or 2 ticks lower, excuse me, it gets the full 10 points immediately. And that's all I'm doing here is just waiting for trades that make sense to me. Both of those trades made sense to me. They just happen to be back to back, and I happen to wait an hour and some change for it, but that's what it takes. Do you feel down when you cut out a loss only for the trade to move in your favor after you're out? No. Well, and like, especially in this case, it wasn't a loss. Break even. But like in this case, like I mean, I said it already so many times. This is a 40-point engulfing candle that ripped the last 20, 25 minutes of price action. Continuation here gets nasty. So me moving break even is the right play in my opinion, because like it can get dirty real quick. We obviously ended up just bidding off the bottom of the range. Now we're back at the top of the range. But the downside is way more painful than the upside positive. So like I am totally fine with that.